In every generation, a signal is given, sometimes in silence, sometimes in thunder. Today, that signal comes wrapped in cinema, adorned with spectacle, cloaked in fiction. Yet beneath the surface of the Avatar is coming trailer first peek. There lies a profound truth that transcends the digital screen. What many see as mere entertainment is in fact a shadow, a pattern, a spiritual echo of something far more ancient and eternal. For when a story captivates the world, when a figure rises in prophecy or parable, it is never accidental. It is always a sign. The term avatar comes not just from mythology or modern imagination. It speaks of descent, a being who comes down, a manifestation of the unseen into the seen, the eternal entering the temporary. This is not a new idea. Ancient writings foretold of figures who would rise in times of shaking, who would emerge when the world groaned for deliverance. And now, in the time we live in, a time of chaos, division, and shaking, the image of an avatar returns to our collective consciousness. But why now? Why this story? Because deep within the soul of mankind is a yearning for rescue, a longing for clarity, a hunger for meaning. The trailer is not just advertising a film. It is speaking to that hidden cry. And if we only look with our natural eyes, we will miss the call that is being issued from beyond the veil. The very act of watching this trailer becomes a moment of decision. A man may say he is simply waiting for the next blockbuster, but in reality, he is being invited to awaken. The story shown is not just a future fantasy. It is an allegory of the world we live in. Forces of darkness gather. Light rises in response. A chosen one stands between collapse and redemption. This is not just cinema. It is our present. And the avatar, it is the symbol of what the world awaits. Whether knowingly or not, humanity is waiting for a savior, a leader, a figure who transcends the brokenness of this world. But history teaches us this truth: not every avatar comes in light. Some come cloaked in deception, bearing charisma but not truth. So the question is not simply whether the avatar is coming. The question is, which avatar will we follow? The one crafted by man or the one sent from eternity? In this moment, the trailer becomes a test. It reveals not only what is to come, but who we already are. Will we rise to become warriors of truth or fall asleep to the sounds of cinematic lullabies? The choice remains ours. The time is now. The avatar is not only coming. In truth, something far greater is already at the gates. The trailer acts as a trumpet blast, a sounding that reaches beyond the boundaries of a theater screen and into the very soul of the age. What many dismiss as simple promotion is in truth a modern-day shofar, a call to awaken from slumber. Just as in ancient times the trumpet was blown to warn of battle, to summon the people, or to mark the beginning of a holy convocation, so too does this cinematic unveiling serve as a marker in time. It is not by chance that it arrives now, in this generation, when the world stands at a tipping point. The images that flash before our eyes, the sounds that stir our emotions, are more than special effects. They are symbols. Symbols of a larger war. Symbols of a greater unveiling. And the question becomes not what the trailer shows, but what it triggers within us. Are we ready to hear the trumpet for what it is? Not merely a cinematic hype, but a spiritual cry. Prepare the way. The prophetic nature of art and culture has long been underestimated. Throughout history, messages of warning and destiny have arrived not only through prophets and preachers, but through plays, scrolls, poetry, and song. Now, in the age of digital prophets, the medium has changed, but the message remains. And what message does this trailer deliver? It declares that something is coming, something greater, something transformative. But unlike past tales, this message arrives in a time of confusion, a time when truth is no longer honored and light is mistaken for darkness. Therefore, the trumpet must sound louder, clearer, and with more urgency. The avatar is coming. So what shall you do? Many will watch and forget. Many will be entertained and remain unchanged. But to those who sense the deeper rhythm, to those who hear beyond the sound, this trailer is not passive. It is prophetic. It speaks of a world groaning for change, a cosmos on the brink, a final act before the curtain falls. It tells of a figure arising, one who holds the power to shift the age, to alter destinies, to either redeem or destroy. But this is not merely about one character. This is about the pattern. The trumpet never sounds without purpose. It sounds to separate, to distinguish those who are alert from those who are asleep, to separate those who see from those who choose blindness. The trailer is the trumpet, and the call is to you. In such a time as this, will you answer? Will you recognize the sound beneath the sound? The appearance of the avatar is only the beginning. The real question is what it awakens in the watchers. This is your moment to respond, not with applause, but with preparation. For once the trumpet has sounded, the time for neutrality ends. The trailer is not fiction. It is a warning, a mirror, a doorway. And the next scene is already unfolding. The symbols embedded within the trailer are not random. They are deliberate echoes of something ancient, something deeply woven into the spiritual fabric of the universe. From the glowing skies to the rising figure, from the clash of elements to the call of destiny, every frame is a visual parable. The use of prophetic imagery in modern media is not a new phenomenon. It is the evolution of ancient storytelling, repackaged for a generation that has lost its connection to sacred texts but still feels the pulse of eternity. There is a reason why the figure of the avatar appears not as a mere warrior or king, but as one who bears the weight of worlds. That image resonates because it mirrors the deepest longings of the human heart, the cry for deliverance, for justice, for a redeemer who does not come from within the systems of man, but from beyond them. Whether consciously or unconsciously, the creators of this trailer have tapped into symbols that belong to a spiritual war that predates time. In the ancient scrolls, we read of one who would come, clothed in light, bearing fire in his eyes and truth in his voice, storer, a judge, a redeemer. The world waits for him, even when it doesn't know his name. So when modern storytellers portray an otherworldly being descending with power and purpose, they are drawing from that archetype, whether they acknowledge it or not. The avatar in this trailer is designed to captivate, but the spiritual root of that figure reaches far deeper than the surface plot. It is a shadow of the coming glory, or perhaps a counterfeit preparing the world to accept something that resembles truth but is not truth. For in every age, there arises a counterfeit before the true comes forth. That which is false always seeks to stand in place of the genuine. That is the nature of deception. It looks like light, but leads to darkness. This is why the imagery must be discerned, not just consumed. To the untrained eye, it's entertainment. To the awakened spirit, it's a warning. When you see the skies open, when you see the nations tremble, when you hear the voice declaring change is coming, ask yourself, what spirit is behind this? Does it lead to the light of truth, or does it seduce with signs and wonders? The trailer may show the rise of an avatar, but it is also showing us the condition of our world. A people desperate for answers, vulnerable to illusion, hungry for a savior. And in that hunger lies the danger. If we do not know the truth, we will embrace the counterfeit. The images you just saw are not merely pixels. They are prophecy in disguise. The screen becomes a scroll, the trailer a glimpse into the spiritual battle for the soul of this generation. Now is the time to discern. Now is the time to choose. The unveiling of the avatar is more than a fictional event. It is a mirror held up to humanity, reflecting the questions we avoid, the emptiness we try to fill, and the longing that refuses to be silenced. Every culture, every nation, and every generation has carried within it this deep yearning for a figure who would rise above the corruption, transcend the limitations, and lead the way to something greater. The avatar in the trailer is portrayed with awe and reverence, not because of their powers alone, but because they answer a cry. That cry is not born of fiction. It is real. It is the cry of the human heart, echoing from Eden to this very hour. A cry for redemption, for justice, for purpose. In the silence between scenes, that cry speaks, who will save us? Who will bring the light? But here lies the danger. In our hunger for the extraordinary, we often forget that not every rising figure brings the light. Throughout history, the world has embraced many avatars, rulers, philosophers, ideologies, systems, only to find that they led to greater bondage. The avatar in this trailer is not only a character, it is an archetype, a reflection of what the world is preparing to accept. That is why this story matters. It is not merely about cinematic suspense, it is about spiritual readiness. If the people are not grounded in truth, they will run to any voice that promises salvation. If they are not rooted in discernment, they will bow to the first figure who dazzles with signs and wonders. The danger is not in the avatar's power. It is in the people's desperation. And yet, This moment offers more than warning. It offers a chance to awaken, to realize that we are not spectators, but participants. The trailer may depict a chosen one rising to face a great darkness, but that storyline is written into our very lives. We too are called to rise, called to resist deception, called to stand for what is true when the world bows to what is false. The avatar may rise in fiction, but you were born into a real battle, and your role is not to watch, but to walk in purpose. The trailer is not about them. It is about you. It is a prophetic mirror showing you what is at stake and what is possible. The ultimate truth is this: the avatar that truly matters has already come. He walked among us, revealed light, shattered darkness, and promised to return in glory. Every counterfeit that appears before the world is merely a shadow of that reality. And as this trailer draws millions to watch a fictional Mesha, the real Mesha calls us to awaken. You were not made for entertainment. You were made for eternity. The story is already unfolding, and the next act depends not on the screen, but on your response. Will you follow the light or be consumed by the illusion? The time to decide is now. We are living in a time unlike any other, a time the ancients could only dream of, a time when knowledge travels at the speed of light and voices echo across the earth in seconds. Yet for all our advancement, the human spirit is unsettled, agitated, and searching. It is not coincidence that stories of avatars, chosen ones, meshas, and saviors flood our culture today. It is because the world senses something. It senses that we are standing on the edge of a great unveiling. The trailer of "The Avatar is Coming" is not just a preview of a film. It is a reflection of the atmosphere of the age. It taps into the invisible truth that something is shifting, that something is near. And those with discernment will know we are in the days of exposure. What has been hidden is being revealed. What has operated in darkness is being forced into the light. And as the avatar steps onto the stage in fiction, so too do hidden realities emerge in the real world. These are the days of revelation. False systems that once ruled unquestioned are crumbling. Leaders are being unmasked. Truth is rising to the surface. The trailer may show a fantastical figure confronting imaginary enemies, but the real confrontation is already happening. Between lies and truth, darkness and light, delusion and discernment. In this hour, nothing remains concealed. The age of secrets is over. And that is why this story is timely, because the figure of the avatar, this being who arrives at the climax of crisis, represents more than just hope or power. It represents the reckoning, the moment when all things must be seen for what they are, and that includes us. As the world becomes enthralled by the idea of a coming force, we must ask, what has already been revealed in our own lives? Are we prepared for exposure? Have we allowed the light to shine into the hidden places of our hearts? The unveiling is not only external, it is personal. This generation is being called to a higher vision, to cast off illusions, to turn away from the empty promises of systems that have failed, and to align with the truth that cannot be shaken. This is not a passive age. This is an age of choosing. And the trailer, though fictional, acts as a signpost. It announces that the time has come to prepare. The avatar in the story is seen by the world as a force to be welcomed. But real discernment asks, by what spirit does he come? The world may cheer what appears glorious, but the wise look beyond appearances. For even deception can wear a crown. The days of unveilings have come, not just on the screen, but in the spirit. Every word, every image, every moment now carries weight. What you once ignored now demands attention. What you once delayed must now be faced. This is your moment to awaken, for the veil is lifting and the truth is standing in plain sight. The moment you witness the avatar step onto the scene, you are not simply a viewer. You become part of the unfolding. There is no neutral ground in stories like these, because their power lies in their ability to awaken something within. Whether in fiction or in life, the appearance of a great figure demands a response. You cannot remain unchanged. You are either drawn in or driven away, aligned with the light or swept into the illusion. The trailer may seem like a spectacle crafted for entertainment, but in the realm of the spirit, it is more. It is an invitation, a calling, a test of alignment, and every viewer must decide, consciously or unconsciously, which side they stand on. Because the symbols within the story are not confined to the screen. They are everywhere. The battle between light and darkness is not fiction. It is the atmosphere we breathe. It exists in every choice, every compromise, every stand we take or refuse to take. The avatar is portrayed as one who carries weight, wisdom, power, and a divine mandate. And as the world marvels at such a character, something deeper is stirring the desire to follow, to believe, to surrender to a force greater than oneself. But herein lies the spiritual danger. What if the force we surrender to is not truth? What if the story pulls us in emotionally while quietly reshaping what we define as good, evil, justice, and salvation? In the age of immersive storytelling, lines blur. A viewer doesn't just watch, they absorb, they sympathize, they internalize. And in doing so, their values are subtly reshaped. That's why this moment matters. Because this trailer isn't just shaping expectations for a movie. It's shaping the way people think about meshes, about power, about right and wrong. To participate in this age is to be caught in a current. But you don't have to be swept away. You can rise. You can discern. You can step out of the storyline that the world feeds you and take your place in the true narrative. The one written before time, authored by the Creator, centered not on illusion, but on eternal truth. You were never meant to be a passive audience to world events. You were meant to be a witness, a messenger, a warrior of light. The avatar on screen may be fiction, but your role in this world is not. The moment you opened your eyes, you were assigned a purpose, a calling. And the world is waiting for you to step into it. So when you watch that trailer and feel the pull, don't just react, reflect. Ask yourself what it awakens. Ask yourself where you stand. Because every story is a mirror, and every moment is a chance to choose. You are not just watching history. You are shaping it. You are not just seeing a prophecy. You are living in the hour of its fulfillment. Choose wisely. Stand boldly. The story is not theirs alone. It is yours. The great irony woven into the excitement of the avatar is coming is that while the world anticipates a fictional savior on the screen, the true avatar, the one who came from beyond time, walked among men, bore truth in his very being, and promised to return, has already come. The masses sit in theaters awaiting a descent from the heavens, blind to the reality that such a descent already occurred. It wasn't surrounded by special effects or crafted through CGI. It was real. It was raw. It shook the foundation of the earth, tore the veil in the temple, and split time itself into before and after. But because he didn't come with flashing lights or digital spectacle, many missed him then, and many still miss him now. Yet the signs continue, the warnings persist, and the invitation remains. The true avatar is not delayed. He is not waiting in a studio. He is already at the door. The world loves stories of saviors because it was created with the knowledge that redemption is needed. But fiction, while captivating, can also be a veil. If the soul is not anchored in truth, it will chase the image and miss the reality. This is the tragedy of the age, a generation that longs for light but is blinded by the glow of screens. The real avatar came not to entertain, but to transform. He didn't arrive to conquer with armies, but to conquer the human heart. And the very same heart that now beats faster watching a trailer is the one he came to redeem. It's not wrong to enjoy stories. It's not wrong to be moved by narratives of good versus evil. But when those stories become substitutes for spiritual truth, they become dangerous. They numb the soul to what is truly urgent. This is why the trailer, while fictional, is not meaningless. It reveals a truth about our generation. We are watching, waiting, yearning, but many are looking in the wrong direction. The true avatar will not be found in a premiere. He will not speak scripted lines or follow a plot crafted by writers. He speaks with the voice that made the stars, and his return will not be delayed by marketing schedules. He warned of false avatars, those who would come in his name performing signs, deceiving even the elect if possible. And yet many still chase the next chosen one with open arms and closed discernment. The stage is being set for the final act of history, not in theaters, but in the hearts of men. And when the skis truly break open, there will be no need for trailers. There will be no need for teasers. It will be unmistakable, undeniable, and final. So the real question is not, is the avatar coming? But are you ready for the one who already came and who is coming again? This is the moment to remember, to return, to realign. Because the true avatar does not come to entertain. He comes to reign. And his arrival will demand more than applause. It will demand allegiance.